Hello, everybody, and welcome in to a special edition of Texas football here on the voice of college football on the Texas channel. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe down below. Again, guys, every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm talking Texas Longhorns. We're going to expand it. We're doing another video breaking down Steve Sarkisian's press conference and any other breaking news. We will have videos out for that as well. So please hit that like button. Please subscribe down below. And Texas finally lands a wide receiver in this class. It is the 17th commitment for the Longhorns. It is the first, I repeat, first wide receiver. We talked about this. This is a busy week for Texas. We have Kaliq Lockett down and good in the class. He said he shut it down. He said it on Twitter. We have DJ Sanders. And then we also have Nathan Tillman. I think Texas is going to get 2 out of 3 here in Sanders. And obviously we already got Lockett. So it's going to be interesting, but Texas does land their first wide receiver in this class. What does Kaliq Lockett bring to the 40 acres in the Texas Longhorns? Like I said, he's the 17th commitment here. He is the 5th wide receiver according to 247 Sports composite rankings. They take all the sides together, and that is the composite score they came up with. 5th wide receiver overall, 20th recruit in general in the country, and he is the first 5-star commitment based off of 247 Sports composite rankings. This guy is a tall, long, and physically gifted athlete. Kind of what we've been talking about. Steve Sarkisian is preaching versatility, guys that can play multiple positions. This guy can play outside, X or Z. He can also play, in my opinion, I think he can play the Y. Maybe he can't, but in my opinion, I think he can. He's a long, lengthy athlete. We're talking 6'7" wingspan, 11-inch hands. He's not the Decorian more speedster type. This guy, if you go watch his highlights, and I ask you to go do that, put him up on YouTube, pull him up. They are crazy. The first one is him going down the sideline one-on-one, making a one-handed catch in the end zone. This guy is a freak show with the ball in the air. He's able to get up, high point the ball, and then if he does come down with it, and if he's not tackled right away, he lands and he accelerates to his full speed and gets away from defenders. He is a very good wide receiver. In my opinion, this was the number 1 wide receiver in the class for Texas. Again, I'm in the vast minority of that. Decorian Moore seems to be the right choice for that, but I'm going to say Kaliq Lockett, because I like guys that can win in the air, and this guy can definitely do that. I think there's a lot of guys where if you throw it to them, get the ball in their hands, they can make people miss. I see that every week in college football. There's a guy that has that. There's very few human beings who can high point in double coverage, come down with it, and stay on their feet and score a touchdown, or just high point it in general. There's multiple highlights on his reel, guys, where he's high pointing the ball over two guys coming down with it and either coming down, getting tackled, or coming down, making a play afterwards, which is just, it's more impressive than just coming down with it, obviously. He has great control of his body. Obviously, you've seen that with the ball in the air as well. Like I said, this guy's not a speedster. We're talking 11.500 meters, whereas your burners typically are, 10.3 to 10.5, 10.6. There's some guys that might even be a little bit faster than that. He doesn't have that top end speed, like I said, but he does get to his top end speed very quickly, has great acceleration, and he averaged 22 yards per catch as a junior in high school, which is absolute insanity, guys. And I think there's so much meat left on the bone here, because I think he can be a better route runner, especially in Steve Sarkisian's system. I think Chris Jackson can get together with him and Steve Sarkisian and mold this guy and what they want him to be, because he's got everything. He's got the long arms, which you want. He can high point the ball already very well, better than a lot of college players. He's got big hands. A lot of the stuff he has, you cannot teach. They are athletic traits, God-gifted traits, if you will. And you can't really teach long arms and big hands, and honestly, great hands. He doesn't really drop the ball either. I mean, it's highlight tape, so you're not going to see drops on it, but still, if you go watch games, he just doesn't. He's an all-around good wide receiver, or I'll say good. I'm not going to push it to great for right now. I'm not going to get over my skis here, but overall, this is a fantastic commitment for the Texas Longhorns. And this is building up to be a possible special week. Like I said, you have DJ Sanders now, who could possibly be in the fold. Obviously, this is August 7th. He commits on August 8th. His commitment has been super quiet, so we'll see what happens there. But overall, you had Kaliq Lockett, a 5-star wide receiver from Texas to stay in Texas as the 17th commitment for the Longhorns. Overall, it's a very good day, and we're starting to trend in that right direction. This pushes us near that top 10 ranking. We're very close to getting back in that. If DJ Sanders commits tomorrow for Texas, there's a really good chance that Texas is inside that top 10, and most of the worries will be put to bed at that point. So overall, fantastic job by Chris Jackson. Fantastic job by Steve Sarkisian. They've done a great job here, and we ended up with a really good playmaker on the outside now. Our first one in the class, of course. Are we going to try to flip at the Corian Moore? Absolutely will. Will we try to flip a Dallas Wilson, who's also committed to Oregon? Absolutely we will. Will we try to flip anyone else? I'm trying to think of anyone else. Oh, Kelshawn Johnson from Texas A&M. Yeah, we'll probably try to flip him. And like I said, Kaliq Lockett brings that outside wide receiver threat. Honestly, guys, you know who he kind of reminds me of? He is shorter. He's 6'2", 175. N'Keal Harry, 6'4". He reminds me a lot of N'Keal Harry. N'Keal Harry in college went up, got the ball, mossed a lot of people, and then when he came down with it, was able to get away from people. And that guy wasn't the fastest either. I think he ran like 4.6 something at his combine, maybe high 4.5s. I think Kaliq Lockett's faster than that. I think Kaliq Lockett, if he does end up in the NFL, or hopefully does get text on the 40 acres and that gets leaked, I think he'll end up with a 4.5, 4.45, something like that. I think he's pretty fast. He's not slow, but he's just not Xavier Worthy. He's not even 80 Mitchell. He's not a 4.3 guy, but that's what he reminds me of. He can go up and get the ball, make plays a little bit. He is kind of, slimy, I guess. He's not going to outrun you, but he can wiggle a little bit, get past you when he does come down with the ball in his hands. So again, I really like this guy. I do think he's more outside or an X and a Z than he is a Y in the slot, but who knows? I think, like we've seen in fall camp already, Sark loves to try guys at different spots just to have them ready, just in case, break glass in case of emergency. But do we need a speedster in this class? Absolutely. Jamie French really doesn't fit that either. So I'm hoping Texas can flip one of those guys, like I mentioned, in Dallas Wilson, Kelshawn Johnson, to Corey Moore. But this is a fantastic start, and we need to celebrate this for at least today, because hell, tomorrow we may end up with one of the best defensive linemen in the class for Texas. So overall, fantastic job by the staff here to get their first wide receiver commit, especially because I think A&M may have finished second in this recruitment. And if they didn't, then Alabama did. And guess what? If you can take away from a rival, you've done a hell of a job. And if you can take away from Alabama at this point, they've been recruiting like crazy under Kalen DeBoer. So overall, great job by Chris Jackson, the staff, Steve Sarkisian, getting your first wide receiver in the boat. And in my opinion, the best wide receiver in the boat. But again, in the vast minority there. Definitely not the majority. But overall, good day to be a Longhorn. Again, guys, please hit that like button. Please subscribe down below. Every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, I'm here talking Texas Longhorns football. The season is fast approaching, guys. We're going to be breaking it down for you here after the game as well during the season. So please hit that like button, subscribe. It's a good day to be a Longhorn. We got the first wide receiver in the book. Hook 'em, guys. Kaliq Lockett, hook 'em to you, brother. Welcome.